beyond this point will result in the arrest, prosecution, and possible application of force. Advertencia. Esta es una área restringida federal.
It's not a game.
Fuera de los límites del personal no autorizado.
Ladies and gentlemen, game over. That is the entry port for El Paso. Ain't no more coming across. Now, what that tells me is this could have been happened. Millions have crossed the border, all under the Biden administration. Now, not even minutes after Trump was sworn in, like that, boom, it's over. Game over. Game over. You know what happened already? A whole lot of unnecessary deaths, a whole lot of unnecessary crimes from different individuals that did not or were not supposed to be in the United States of America. Is Trump standing on business?
What do you plan to accomplish in your first 100 days in office?
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll be our first signal, and a first signal to America that we're not playing games. We have people coming in by the millions, as you know, and a lot of people shouldn't be here. Most of them shouldn't be here, but we have jails being emptied into our country. We have mental institutions from all over the world being emptied into our country. So we'll be doing that. We're going to be...
Jails being emptied into our country. The Venezuelan gangs took over complex. What was that, in Ohio? Different girls being taken and taken advantage of. 12-year-olds. Absolutely insane. So is Trump standing on business? Well, within minutes, borders are getting shut down.
With this message, southbound and down. Do it yourself. You can self-deport and avoid a lot of prison sentence. But it's time.
One thing about Trump that you can't even disagree with, right? If Trump said it, he gonna do what he can to get it done. That's one thing that we've seen with the Democratic Party is a lot of times they'll lie to you, they'll pander for the vote of minorities, and then get in office and do nothing they said they were going to do. Mr. Obama did nothing. He did a lot of stuff for the rainbow people.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of illegal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy.
Trump said immediately. Immediate. And that's exactly what happened. Not 24 seconds went by. They said, close it up. He's sworn in. Sworn in. But personally, one of the best things that I seen Trump say today was the whole thing about two genders. Now, it's crazy that we even have to get to this point. It's honestly sick, but we had to.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Only two genders, ladies and gentlemen, male and female, depending on what your chromosomes are. There's no more game. There's no more wolf here, wolf there. There's no more demon. There's no more they, them, none of it. Stop the insanity. You're either born a boy, you're either born a girl, or you're born a boy. Who put this on here? Who put this on here? Good grief. Well, I mean, since Dylan Mulvaney's on here now. Again, I'm sorry. Since he's on here right now, I just wanted to give you guys a quick flashback, real quick. Just so you can see the difference. You see, what I've realized is Biden was supposed to be president for 4 years. Just so you can see the insanity that would enter into America. So you can get a glimpse of what would come. A lot of people were, on this side, even a lot of Christians like, I'm going for Biden, I'm going. Biden got in that office and tore it down. Complete confusion. And you remember who he let interview him? Boy, oh boy, just in case you forgot.
This is my 221st day of publicly transitioning.
God love you.
Thank you. I am extremely privileged to live in a state that allows me access to the resources I need, and that decision is just between me and my doctors. But many states have lawmakers that feel like they can involve themselves in this very personal process. Do you think states should have a right to ban gender-affirming health care?
I don't think any state or anybody should have the right to do that. As a moral question and as a legal question. I just think it's wrong.
Mr. President.
As a moral question and as a legal question, he thinks it's wrong that states ban gender-affirming healthcare, meaning surgeons being able to change your gender. Surgeons be able to change your gender, not just, something that's temporary, but something that's permanent. And not only that, not just adults, but they were talking about youth. They were talking about youth. And in fact, there's videos of Biden saying that a 7-year-old should be able to change their gender. That's what a lot of people voted for. And you wonder why a lot of confusion came into the states. You wonder why a lot of evil was allowed in the states. Well, that vote opened those gates. That's why I showed you guys the whole prophecy with Kim Clement talking about people are going to do everything they can to get this witch in office. You realize what would have happened if Kamala won? Guys, all the wickedness that has entered into America, well, a lot of it happened within the Biden administration. A lot of wicked. This gender-affirming healthcare, these pronouns, all this nonsense, flooded. It's like a crack. Well, it was just a little crack, and then they got in. Boom. Water just poured in like the Titanic, sinking. And now you know what we're doing? Or now you know what Trump's doing? And the Trump administration, they're taking buckets and throwing it out of the boat. That's exactly what they're doing. Trump is standing on business. That's what Trump's doing.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care.
Business.
Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this?
Crazy.
I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body,
arrest them.
They will be faced with severe consequences. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.
Business.
The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today.
Right.
It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago.
Right. Insanity. Stand on business. Here's what I want to say, okay? People are teachers and stuff like that trying to put in gender insanity inside of the minds of the youth should be arrested, should lose their license, should be kicked off the job. You know why? Because that's dangerous. You know why? Because kids' minds are like a sponge and they suck in information. If you tell a child that they're not a boy or they're not a girl because they're doing something, because a boy's doing something feminine or a girl's doing something masculine, and you tell them that they're a different gender, that is going to be sucked in to their mind, and that seed is going to be engrafted into their soul. And from that day forward, something will be growing unless somebody chops the root. It's spiritual. You get what I'm saying? So if you have enough nerve to put that in a child, get them out. Get them out. And once you start understanding things spiritually, you guys, and start having spiritual discernment, you can see how these things can ruin a child's life. How it can ruin somebody's life who's vulnerable. How it can ruin somebody's life who's truly absorbing it. It's dangerous in the spirit. I'm telling you guys. It's dangerous in the spirit. I pray more people wake up. Hallelujah. And I'm glad. Listen, even if you don't like Trump, what he's doing is good. Take him out the picture. Just say somebody's the president. The action that he's taking, good. The executive laws that he's passing, good. You get what I'm saying? So, standing on business. You agree? Let me know in the comments. Love y'all. God bless. Shalom.